1, 2, 3.
What's up,
Peelies?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love the merch, guys.
Yes, do we get free merch too?
Yeah, I know. I'll have to give you some at nationals.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right. So we are really excited because we have the amazing Olivia and Luke here with us today. The amazing pairs dynamic duo from this year's Team USA, this year's Junior Grand Prix season and Junior Grand Prix final. They are two-time Junior Grand Prix medalists and Junior Grand Prix finalists. So it's very exciting to talk to you both and to get the inside scoop on what JGP final was like. Yes.
Wow,
So
what an
if you want to
intro.
just introduce yourself a little bit.
Thank you for having us, guys. That was an amazing intro.
Indeed.
Oh, amazing intro for amazing people.
Not.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you want to say anything, like go right
I mean,
ahead.
I think
but
you
I guess
did everything.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
you kind of
perfect.
You
Well,
kind of
I guess
smashed that.
I guess the first question is just like, what was this season so far like for both of you?
it all kind of happened so fast. Like it just kept on going and going,
And then stopped for a while,
and then it stopped. And then we're like, wait, we're competing again.
Yeah, I know for us, like after Austria, which was so fun. That's
We'll
where
get into that.
Get into that. But after that, it just felt like such a long break. And I know you guys were back to back though, so you didn't really have that break. So your break was kind of after those events were over.
Right.
You know,
It was like kind of tough because the back to back, like you're gaining momentum, and then in a way it's actually really good because then you just get it out of the way. But then it's like after it felt like kind of just lost some momentum kind of with like a almost 2 month break.
Yeah.
So that was kind of hard.
What was like, I know you guys weren't planning on doing the back-to-back and you found that out in Austria that you were doing back-to-back events. What was that kind of like, and dealing with the stress of like you didn't pack enough stuff or certain things like that?
Luckily, I'm an overpacker personally.
Okay.
So like I could manage another week. And then we did laundry in Austria anyways.
Yeah.
But like honestly, I was excited. Like I don't know what Liv was like, but I know like I was just like, you know what, we're coming off of this momentum in Austria and like let's just keep on building it, let's not, because I was like, if we go home, we're gonna like, have a week of downtime and then 1 week of training and then it's like gotta go hungry. So it was kind of just like I was like, I don't want to, if we already have this opportunity, let's just take it. So personally, I was like, I want to seize that opportunity. I don't know about you. What about you, Liv?
I know for me, I was actually really stressed. I was like, I already missed 1 week of school and now I'm gonna miss another back to back, which like looking back, missing 2 consecutive might have been easier than like different, but it was still really exciting, and also knowing like who was going to Turkey. Just excited to hang out with more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like don't realize like when you're at competition, you have like it's almost the adrenaline of being at that event. It gets you in that kind of like hoorah like state. So I remember when we were texting when you guys were going off to your next competition, it was just so much like high energy of being like, all right, like just like get after
100%.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get into like the Austria competition. I thought the funniest part of the whole event, one of the funniest parts, was we didn't even meet before going to this event. We had been DMing a little bit back and forth and that sort of thing. And then on our one of our vlogs, our Austria vlog, when I film Luke and go, hey, blah, 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 like introducing you, that was the first time we ever met, like in person.
It's crazy.
I know.
So weird to think about. Like it felt
yeah,
like
and I feel like we've known each other so long.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's so weird. Like honestly, the same thing though. Like I met a lot of people at the final, and it was like by the end of the week, like I felt like I've known them for so long, which is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so talking about the final, so I mean, you've been in big competitions, but I mean, this was kind of on another level. It's a massive stadium in a place where there are a lot of skating fans. And then on top of that, you're with all of the seniors. So I'm imagining that was a pretty surreal experience. So can you tell us about that?
Like we thought Austria and Turkey were like
Yeah.
big. Like we thought that was crazy. And then this just like smashed that. This was
Yeah,
insane. Like I don't even like it's hard to like put into words. It was crazy. Like the second week, like the first day, we were in the practice rink. Like like I don't know if you like during the Olympics they had like the practice rink, like not really any stands or anything. It's just that rink.
Just really
We were in there the very first day, because we just flew in and actually our flight was delayed. Like we can talk about that. It was crazy later. But we got there on Tuesday instead of Monday, and then we had to just you had like luckily we had some practice, but on Wednesday when we like the first thing we do is we wake up and we walk into like we go into like check out the actual competition rink, and like just like walking in there for the first time, like you're backstage and you go through the curtains and it's like I don't even it was insane.
It was so big, and like right before our short program, we went out and it's dark because they're doing the fanfare, and just the moment of coming out with all the lights and all the
Lights.
people, um, and there's spotlights, and it's like whoa, it's completely different.
yeah, I remember I saw like US figure skating was posting like Instagram stories of like when you would walk out onto
Yeah,
that platform, and like just even looking at it through my phone, I was just like,
goosebumps.
oh my God,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy. So
Getting
okay,
goosebumps.
so from obviously, from that event, I'm just assuming you guys met a lot of cool people that you probably have like looked up to or like were looking forward to meeting. So were there any like people that you got to meet where you were like that was like a cool moment?
So many.
Yeah, like everyone.
It was crazy. Like during the banquet, we're sitting next to Chalk and Bates. Um, it's like I was because I arrived late. It was me and then two Canadian skaters. Like we arrived late, like 5 minutes late. So like the only seats
Of
left were
course.
like I yeah. But like the only seats left were like next to Chalk and Bates, and there were like exactly three seats. So we just sat down, and it was like crazy because they're like honestly like such inspiration, honestly. But like you would never imagine like if you talk to them, like they're so like down to earth and so sweet and like everything. So yeah, like they were definitely. I was like, dang, this is amazing. What about
That's
you,
so
Liv?
cool.
um,
Yeah,
see, wait, I'm trying to think. Uh,
there was just so many people.
yeah, it was kind of everyone. And then at the banquet, like when you got to ask people for pictures, trying to think. Also, Piper and Paul.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. And
You knew? Did you know you knew Piper because Piper was from Colorado?
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of. Um, yeah, and Bella's been in Canada or something before. I don't know, but seeing them, Chalk and Bates. I have like so many pictures on my phone, and every time that I look back at them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, that's crazy. So okay, so I guess so all of this, you've achieved so many amazing things this year, like, getting those two medals. I remember, we were talking in Austria, and it's just watching your progression throughout this year has just been really awesome to see, because I feel like every time I watch you guys, the programs somehow get better, and I feel like I'm watching you skate with more passion and energy, and I really feel like that's coming from because there's only so much skill that you can get in a certain amount of time. So where do you feel like your drive, I guess, is coming from for this, each competition?
Just trying to like better each performance And like not even like the elements themselves, but like the overall like packaging and like the performance quality and like the emotion, like trying to tell the story like better and better each time as we get more familiar and more comfortable and getting more experience. Um,
Yeah, I
that was
noticed
like our yeah.
when watching Grand Prix final, the commentators were saying that your performance quality and
Yeah.
the execution of components was a lot better this time around,
Mhm.
which I agree with. Yeah.
Yeah. I think because we definitely focused on that, like primarily, like as a focus point going into like the when we had the 2 month break, that was something we really like tried to work on, and we're gonna continue working on that. Um, but yeah, what about you, Liv?
I think also like at each competition, we felt so connected to both the audience and just so excited to be there. Like for the JGPs, that was big, and then JGP final, that was even bigger. So building the momentum and just the energy that we felt around us and putting that into our performance, I think also helped.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. So, I guess looking, yeah, you kind of already touched on this, but looking forward to the rest of the season, I guess what are kind of some things you want to work on? What are your goals? What's the next step?
Ooh. Well, okay. So it was like definitely like the experiences that we've had, like and the lessons we've learned, we're gonna take those like and kind of like
Build.
really build, yeah, and like learn from them. So I think our next thing, well, we actually have a Christmas show that we're preparing for right now.
Oh, guys, go see them
Vail.
in their, if you're in the area, go see them in their
Yeah,
Christmas
yeah, yeah.
show.
Come to
Yeah,
Vail.
Vail. Actually, Colorado, just road trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I guess our next actual thing is nationals. So
Reunion.
yeah, reunion.
Official reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole Austria
Aw.
crew.
Yeah, we need a photo
Yeah.
of Team Austria.
We took one at finals,
Oh, yeah.
but Luke and Joey was
Joey.
not there.
Yeah. Oh, because yeah, Beck was there.
Yeah.
Beck was there, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great to see all of you guys again, just because I feel like that whole Austria crew, like it was just such a positive environment. And not that other competitions aren't, but it was just something about that event. I felt like we all were just gelling so
Also, it was everyone's first Grand Prix of the
First, yeah.
season. It wasn't like it was our second or your second. So everyone was coming in with the excitement,
Yeah.
the open mind of it's the first official Grand Prix of the season. So,
Yeah,
I
let's make
think
it a good
everyone was just
experience.
eager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss
Awesome.
it.
Well, is there anything you want to ask them that we haven't already? We should have asked the
could ask
fans for
Instagram.
Instagram for
We can do that
questions.
quickly.
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess next time, if you have
Wanna
any
take a
questions,
picture?
write them in and we can do a follow-up episode and we will have the
Yeah.
inside
Yes,
scoop.
definitely.
Like a
Looking forward to at
Yeah,
nationals.
yeah.
Yeah.
what?
What are you
Okay,
looking
I was gonna
most
say
forward to at nationals or just in general?
I have no idea what she
What?
said. What did you just say?
What are you most looking forward to?
Oh, what am I most looking forward to?
Yeah.
I think for us, yeah, I mean, we've just been working a lot on like the technical stuff of our skating. So, I mean, just going into nationals, trying to get more calls, and working towards our goals for the future. I know that you guys probably have the same goals as us for the end of the season, and so uh you guys
is like what?
I mean, that's what's fun to talk to like skaters, because we all get what we go through and like trying to achieve what we want. And so, it's just about showing up every day. I'm sure,
Yeah.
You've got a lot going on. You're a skater, you're videographer. You got a lot of
I'm on my
you have a lot
hiatus
of
right
job
now.
titles over there.
I'm on my hiatus.
Oh, really?
No, I was gonna ask you though, because I had after the final, because I wasn't there, obviously. Like you guys, it looked like you guys had so much fun. Like, how was that
Oh, a dance final?
dance final? Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun just because well, you know, what's interesting is competing in the US is so different from
I feel
an
like it's
ISU
so
event.
much more competitive.
Well, it's just more nerve-wracking because
Yeah.
you know everyone.
I feel like everyone like it's like a mini nationals because everyone's like there.
Yeah, it was like mini nationals. So it was, yeah, it was fun to see everyone again. And, you know,
I thought
Liv saying-
we were kind of like doing a asking people if they thought competing in the US is more nerve-wracking than internationally, and almost everyone we asked said in the US is more nerve-wracking, and I agree. I'm like,
I would
competing
agree with that.
internationally was not as
I think, well, I
Oh.
think the reason is like, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think like when you're older and you've had more experience, probably competing internationally is more stressful. But I think for us right now, it's so
That's-
exciting to get to go internationally that once you're there, it's just like woohoo, we made it. Like, you know, and
Yeah.
then you want to do well, but it's just like you're already excited that you're there, kind of thing.
No, I get I that's 100% correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I felt like there's like that like naive quality so far, like because we haven't been international that many times, so it's like it's like, oh, we made it, you know. Whereas like for older people, I feel like they would have more pressure. I don't know. A lot of people have pressure at nationals though. Like I feel like domestic competitions are still just as stressful.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, you know, how much mental um weight you put on something. Like if you really,
Mhm.
you know, if you brush it off easily, it's not as stressful. But
Yeah.
I don't tend to do that. I'm pretty stressed out at
It's
competitions.
nerve-wracking
Yeah.
in person because like the judges know you more. I don't know. That kind of stresses me out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you guys get
internationally, I
nervous?
think because they're still getting to know us. So it's like it's like you don't really have
Yeah.
much pressure,
Right.
you
Right.
know.
Do you guys get really nervous at competitions or no?
Okay, here's the thing. So usually it's me, right? Usually I'm the one getting stressed out. But when we were at the final, I felt like
Program?
Liv was like uncharacteristically nervous. So that like makes me nervous because it's like
Yeah.
usually I rely on Liv to like be the hype, like, you know,
That's
go.
how it is with us. Like normally I don't show my nerves or I'm not like so
Yeah.
like stressed out and he's the nervous one. And then when
Yeah.
I look more nervous than normal, he gets like
Yeah.
So
panicky.
yeah, in China, like this was the case. So I was like after the going into the short,
It was
like
going into the short, especially, and it was like something was just a little off.
rattling Liv's mind, and I was like, Liv, like, are you good? Like, you're making me nervous right now because like she was so quiet, like not like the usual. Like in Austria, like if you remember, like she was like more like the hype, like let's go, like you know, like yeah, like, you know. And we like didn't really watch anybody in China because it was like just like so exhausting already. So it was like in Austria, we were like attending all the like events and like having so much fun, and it was like that energy didn't like feel the same. And then like on top of that, like just the nerves and the stress. So I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm
Going
sure
into the
the
short.
jet lag was probably a little more too. Did you do anything to deal with that, or was it just kind of like power through?
I felt good, honestly. Because okay,
Yeah.
the flight schedule, like even though it was like late, like we got like I had denied like got denied boarding, so we delayed our flight, like we couldn't fly out. What happened was like, you know how we have to get visas for China? Like Liv got like everyone just is supposed to like apply for the 10-year visa as like the normal route, but because I have like other like I have family, whatever, relatives in China, like this like they wouldn't allow me to get a visa because before I had already applied for a travel document, like when I was like a kid. So they were like, "Oh, well, you already had a travel document, so you should renew that." And like I was like, but I'm not a minor anymore. Like I just want to apply for the 10-year visa. And they were like, no, like you gotta do this special process to like go to China and like sign some document that I still don't even know what it is. And then I can get a 10-year visa. And I was like, this was 2 weeks before he had to fly out, like 2.5 weeks. So time was like running short. Like it was already 2 weeks of like just applying for the visa. And then to find out that it was like not approved, like I had to fly to DC to like go in person to apply for the travel document at the embassy. And then the day of travel comes and like I'm showing my travel document. We're trying to fly out of Colorado Springs, and I guess it's a small airport. They haven't dealt with this kind of situation before, and they were like denying me boarding. Like United was like, oh, like this is not a proper visa exemption, like you're
Oh
not going to be
my
able to get into the
gosh.
country, and then we can't risk it. So like they were scared that they were going to get fined by the Chinese government. So like we missed our flight, and then we just like went home, and we were like in constant contact with like the people like the team leader and like everyone, and it was like crazy. Like I thought we weren't gonna be able to make it, like fly there, and I
Man.
was like,
Oh,
I
trouble
swear,
always seems to find you.
always, every time we
So
fly,
you got the
something.
skate. I don't have you told anyone about the skate snatching situation?
Oh,
Oh, that's
right.
right.
In Austria, like our this was like the first day of practices. The first practice goes really well, and then by the time we have our second practice in the day, like I was just lazy because I was like, we're not gonna warm up that like long because we had already done like a practice session. So I was like, you know what? It's like a 10-minute, 15-minute thing. So I put my like skates, like my bag, just in my entire suitcase in the locker room, and then I come back 10 minutes later, literally 10 minutes later, and they just everything was gone. And I was like, why would you do that?
Well, it was like at the top of the
Yeah.
staircase, and we were everyone was searching for so long trying to find
Yeah,
it.
I missed
The
like the
funniest
entire
part,
practice.
the funniest part about that was you getting your skates and then
Yeah.
getting them on in the middle of when they were playing your program on practice, and Liv is just there skating the program. And
She
then
did the entire
you
program,
got
and
on the
we
wrong side.
And you broke the door.
no, okay, here's the story about that. Because like people who are in the stands watching thought I was crazy. Because like the Austrian Federation, they were so embarrassed that such a thing could happen. They were like trying to like justify. They were like, I promise, like Austria's safe. Like this stuff never happens. Like
Oh my
yada yada
goodness.
yada. And they were gonna like go look at the security footage and everything. But then because I was already late to my session, I put my skates on where we found it, like where Lauren had brought it or whoever brought it down. So I just put my skates on right there. And the federation, like that one lady was like, just get on right there, like right next to Ted. Like we don't walk all the way around. And I was like, something doesn't feel right. And then I opened the door, and of course there's like, yeah, there's the freaking like the ads around the
Yeah.
rink, and then like the board just like falls off.
I didn't know. I was like, just hop over this because there was like a part with no glass. I was like, why don't you
Yeah.
just hop over? Like,
What
No,
if
that would
like
have been
I
worse
hop
because
over and I fall on my face?
yeah, in front of all the judges, that would have been so
Right?
bad.
And like that's the first impression like of Ted already was like I broke the wall. And then I go to put the sign up again, and it was like the wrong formation. It was yeah. No, but okay, back to the flying to China thing. So with the jet lag, I felt like it was actually okay because like by the time we flew, it was like the entire flight was during the night in China. And because we had to wake up at like 3, 4 a.m. to at first to like board for our first flight that we were supposed to get on at 6, like because we were so tired
Very
from that, I
tired.
slept the entire like almost the entire time to China. Like it was like 2 10-hour flights, Denver to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Beijing. I slept like 7 hours on each of those flights. So it was like I felt
wow.
like I slept overnight. So by the time we got to Beijing, which was like 11:30 a.m., like it felt like I was just waking up. So like it
Yeah.
actually worked out.
This is a
I
normal day for you, waking up
In China.
at noon.
I guess. I was just exhausted, but coming back was definitely worse because these few nights, like I would be waking up at like 3 a.m. like I couldn't sleep. So
Really?
Yeah,
yeah,
Liv,
like it was bad.
did you guys get to do anything? Like, I'm assuming you guys went to some sightseeing
Oh
places.
yeah, let's talk about that. We did
Been
so
to city?
I don't know about because Liv, we did like almost like everything we needed to do.
I didn't see the pandas, and I was so sad
that was
about
the only thing.
that. That's like
I've seen the pandas like when I like went there like as a kid. So I was like, it's. I mean, I went to everything, but it was like a better experience because I'm older now. But yeah, we went to Friday was the day we had the in between, which like honestly, now that I'm looking back, like I didn't like the day in between because we never
Oh
had the
yeah,
day
you
in
had
between, like both
you competed and
JGPs.
then
Right. So I think
okay.
that was also a part of like the whole like learning experience, like competing like with the day in between. Um, but on Friday with the day in between, we went to the Forbidden City. Um, that was fun. Did some
that was
walking
cool.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
On Sunday, we went
yeah.
to the Great Lakes.
Well, so Liv went to the Great Wall earlier. She went like at 8 a.m. and like I was like I didn't want to wake up for that. So she went with like one of our friends, Jasmine, and her mom. But you guys didn't get to experience because what we did was I went with like the Canadian people.
Oh, so you guys went separate.
Separate. Yeah. I went later in the day,
Traitor.
like
No,
I
I'm just
went at
kidding.
11 and I went with like Team Canada and we rode like the ski lift up to the top and then we walked around for like an hour or two like just on the Great Wall and then we got to like ride these like I don't even know what it was called. What was it called? Coming
Like
down we got to like huh?
I was gonna say sled, but it's like
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys didn't get to do that, but we got to do it. Like it was like you got to ride down like a whole like it was like a roller coaster-ish thing, but it was like on a sled and you got to push it and it was
Oh,
fast.
it's a thing. We've done those. It's a thing in Gatlinburg. On our way to Dollywood,
Like on
on
the it's on like a metal
it's
track.
like a
Yeah,
metal
yeah,
track.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
We've done those,
What is
yeah.
that
Yeah, that's
called? I
I don't
forgot.
know, but when I did it once, there was a person in front of me and they decided to go really slow. So I was just stuck in a very long traffic jam. So it wasn't that fun.
Let us go again, and
Yeah.
then they spaced us out. But it feels like you're about to like tip over.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, because there's no like it's just the metal
I
like
know, yeah.
thing and then like your sled. So like I feel like I was gonna fall off at any second, but like we were going fast. Like we were like pushing it like all the way, and but it was like a 5 minute like it was long. It was fun.
This was after the competition, right?
Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah. No, there was no way. Like, there's no way we could have done the day of or something.
Yeah, because
But
I feel like even when we get to competitions and we have we have a few days before the event starts and there's maybe only like one practice in the morning and then nothing the rest of the day. I'm still like before an event, I'll like go back to my hotel room and I just like lay there because I can't do
100%.
anything. I
Yeah, like
can't do
I know a
anything.
lot of people were like seeing the pandas like the day before the competition, like going to the zoo and like doing a lot of stuff, and I was like, I can't. Like mentally, I gotta just like be present because otherwise, I was pretty stressed. But after the short, like honestly, I thought it was fine. Like, because going into the short, I was the one that was calm. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, like this feels good. Like, but then we had the day in between, and I felt like that kind of broke my momentum.
Whereas I feel like the day in between helped me like regroup, and then I felt fine.
So it's different, like
Different
feeling.
Yeah.
feelings here.
Different
We're in
for sure.
synced
I feel
up.
like Liv and I are always on a different like wavelength.
Yeah, it's okay. The opposites
Opposites
it
attract.
yeah, it makes
Yeah.
it
Right, exactly.
But oh, the other thing that like was like different experience wise was like it was the first time I really hung out with like the Canadian people because like
Mhm.
before we didn't really like like within Austria like that whole thing. Do you remember that?
what whole thing? What?
Like team Ellie, yeah? She knows what I'm talking about, yeah?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's just like a competitive feeling against the
Oh,
Canadians.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so then like
We
I
love
never really
Canada.
like but then like
Hey, in Armenia, Team Canada was amazing.
Yes.
yeah, like Canada like
And Austria.
And Austria.
Nothing against anyone. This is nothing against anyone.
yeah.
It was just it was just a cheer yeah.
The cheering
We had
squads
the
were
we had the
competitive.
cheering competition. That was very
That was
yes.
Yeah. No, but they were extremely nice, like in China. Like I pretty much just hung out with the Canadians. Like I don't know if you saw, but like Skate Canada posted like a picture, like of course you gotta visit the Great Wall. And here I am like in the photo. Like it's Trent, Zachary Lagat and me, like just in the photo
No
on the Great Wall.
way.
And I'm just in that photo, like as if I'm in skate, like a part of Skate Canada. It just felt like I was like an honorary member, like that whole week. Like I only hung out with Canadians
That's
because like
awesome.
the US people were kind of like everyone's schedule was different. Like the Canadians, it was like mostly pair skaters, and at the end it was like Zach and Marjorie. They weren't doing the gala, so we all could just hang out. But it was like mostly like the Canadian pair skaters. Um,
Yeah. So okay. So wrapping up, it's like I guess I kind of want to get from both of you, what I guess what is kind of like your daily routine? Because I think people would want to know. So like Olivia, if you want to go first, like what is kind of like your schedule like?
So usually I wake up at like 5, and we'll leave at 5:45, and then I'll skate at 6:30, and then I'll take a little break, skate singles, and then I'll take a little break and finish my school from 7:15. And then we have office at 8. Wait, yeah, office at 8:15, and then we skate 9, 9:45, 10:45, and then I go to school. I have school at like 12, 12:05 most days. Um, it's weird. They have like a block schedule, so on Thursdays it starts at 10 instead. But anyways,
Yeah.
and then finish school at like 3:30, and then sometimes in the afternoon I'll skate singles. But if not, I just go home, do homework.
So do you have like
Yeah.
a kind of like a hybrid half day program of school that you do?
Yeah, so I have 4 in-person classes, and then I do 2 online.
Okay, that's what I do. Yeah. I do 2 online and 4 in person.
And what about you,
Uh,
Luke?
I'm still like in my gap year, so like kind of just at the rink mostly.
You're in your
Like
skating era.
I'm in my skating era. Yeah.
nice.
I don't know. I definitely want to get back into school though, because like I actually like really like valued my education, and like in high school, like that was like my grounding like thing. Like I did full time like in person, like I couldn't, like I really enjoyed school, honestly. So like I definitely need to get back to into that. Just gonna have to figure out like what capacity.
Yeah, I know.
But
I mean, I know for me, like I'm sure for Eliana too, like school just it gives me like something else to like
yeah.
I don't know, I don't want to say distract me, but it's good to have other things like in my life
So
that
your life's not just
yeah,
skating. Well,
Yeah.
I do dance, so that's a whole nother thing that I have
yeah.
to distract,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
nice. What is it like? How do you like with dance and like ice dance? Like, do you try to draw like similarities? Like, does it help like in some ways?
What a great question.
I definitely think when I definitely think dance helps like with the quality of movement that
Oh,
transitions
Mhm.
on the
translation
ice.
translates, yeah.
Translates.
Yeah, especially for like hip hop year, that was really helpful to have background in hip hop training and then translate that on the ice. Janet Jackson program this year, we did a
Yeah.
Janet Jackson hip hop number one year in dance. And
That's
so it's
nice.
really cool that, yeah, the movements definitely help. And also like we learn new lifts and stuff off at dance. I don't personally do it, but like some of the people in our routine do it. So it's cool to like see different ways that we could do a lift and then I can bring
Yeah.
it to the ice.
Mhm. When did we go to the Pearl Market live?
Oh, that's right.
I
Wait, we
totally,
can't hear Liv.
What?
I can
Oh,
hear
I
it.
can
Oh,
hear
wait,
you.
now
I
we
can hear
can. No, she
Okay.
said something, but I couldn't hear it. Okay.
That was the first day. That was
The first day?
Wednesday. First full day.
Okay, so apparently we did do something before our competition, and maybe that is why
Yes.
we were not in the right headspace. I don't know.
No, it's good. It's good.
We went to the Pearl Market on Wednesday apparently, and that's like this like huge like market that like tourists like to go to. Like you can go and like barter for like things to buy, like when you're buying something, like
And like
bunch
especially
of
when
fake
we're
stuff.
market stuff, like they'll tell you that it's more expensive than it actually is. So like you get to negotiate.
Oh.
It's like one of those like bartering like kind of things, but
Yeah,
it's like a bunch
I
of
got
fake stuff.
I got in trouble with that because in 8th grade, it was like me and my friends, we were on like a trip, and my friend was like, "Oh, I know how to negotiate," and we got kicked out of a store because you can't do that in most stores.
Yeah, no, but this is like very common.
But
And
like
it's
you're
like you
supposed
could get
yeah.
like it's like a bunch of like just like fake like luxurious brands and stuff. And I actually like the tech like the electronics, like people buy it and it low-key like works, but
Yeah.
so there's like like 5 levels, like 5 whatever, like there's everything you can imagine, like jewelry, clothing, like
And on each
electronics.
level, like, there's different stuff. So like the first level is like shirts, I don't know. And then second, jewelry, and it
Yeah.
just keeps up.
It keeps going, and then there's this like secret like back like room where you have to like cross this like street to enter, and it's like
You go
safely
down the
guarded.
stairs. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
It's
like
like
another building and then down more stairs. Oh my gosh.
it's like more of the like real stuff that like they maybe didn't legally obtain or something. Um
So,
and
okay, essentially what you're telling the viewers is that before your competition, you got involved in a black market smuggling ring.
I guess you could say that. Like it's just a whole group of us, like all of like our
Oh
like
my
some of our
God.
friends and competitors, like we all went with Drew and like this other coach, Bruno Marcotte. We just
Okay.
went to this.
And Kevin.
They
Drew.
so we're like at by the so we're when we're like kind of like an hour in, we're like, okay, this is boring. We need some good stuff. Like we need some like, more like
No, because we go up all the steps and then on the way down, like no one bought anything, and I was like, shoot, like
yeah.
I need to get someone a scarf, and so it was like $5. So I was like, okay, easy. And then some lady, she's like, that's way too expensive. Come with me. And so she
Yeah.
takes the whole group to some other lady, and then the other lady takes us down
It's
across
some like
the street
sus
to
activity.
another lady. And then we're with this other lady for like an hour.
No,
And
so here's
the
what it
moment,
happens. It's like the stuff is actually really cheap, but it's like you gotta like pick like what material and like how cheap or like the quality. So it's like some like the stuff in the back, like alley, like what we had, like that lady, like this one lady took us to this another lady, and this other lady took us like outside from the back. We go down these like stairs, like it was like 2 flights of stairs, like into like in a dark alleyway, and then you enter this like base like or basement like under the ground like area
under the
where,
market.
where you could like buy like better quality stuff.
Oh
Mhm.
my
And that
god.
was
They
such
were
a
probably
weird.
about to like kidnap you or something.
Yeah, actually,
The thing is, like all of the kids, we were like, "What the heck? Like this is sus." But like Drew and Bruno, like they've done it before. They're like, "No, no, 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 this is good. This is good. Like this is
dropping
where the
money.
fun." They're like, "This is where the fun is gonna happen."
Yeah.
And then we got there, and everyone's like
That
actually
is
buying
too
stuff.
funny.
So I guess we
I
did this.
mean,
All because Liv wanted a scarf.
Look at that.
I mean, I guess, you only get involved with the black market once, I guess. So
Exactly.
might as well.
How I don't know, like when we got downstairs, it was good, like better stuff.
Yeah.
Like you could
Yeah. Do you
get
have your
like
questions ready?
Okay.
So, okay, we're gonna move into our next segment, and it's
Okay.
called "You have 30 seconds until the music starts, and you get a deduction." So we have a set of questions here.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. You have 30 seconds to answer them.
Otherwise, you get deduction.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So,
Give me a timer.
all right. Yeah, we'll time this. Do you want to?
They're
Do you want to do
not
one?
really
Do you want to
skating
do one
related.
and then the other, or?
So I'll ask the question, and then who do you want to answer first, and then like
We'll have Liv go first.
clock.
Whoever's editing this is gonna have a
Hold a
fun.
stopwatch.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
gonna have
you
to
got
edit this out.
30 seconds there.
Right.
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Texting or talking?
Talking.
Favorite day of the week?
Friday?
Favorite city in the US besides the one you live in?
San Jose.
Last song you downloaded?
I don't know.
Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Speak every language.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
How long does it take you to get ready for competition?
Oh, for competition,
Oh, we're done.
over an hour.
Oh, that's a
Okay, how many did you get through?
1, 2. Oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay,
Oh, wait, no, 7.
Pretty good.
pretty good. All right, ready?
Okay,
Oh,
should we do
God.
like this round?
Yeah, do
then?
round 2. Go.
Wait.
Oh my.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at keeping secrets?
8.
Ariel or Jasmine?
Jasmine, Ariel.
First celebrity crush?
First celebrity crush. Um, Taylor Swift.
Morning or night?
That morning, night for sure.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
Any period. Oof. The Renaissance. I don't know.
All right, Renaissance.
Time's up.
I got like 4 questions.
You got 5.
You gave me like more like
the decision
in-depth.
between Ariel and Jasmine really kept you held you up there.
No, because like I like both of them are great.
Okay.
Also, I just want to say 8 at keeping
Wait.
secrets.
I don't know. I like because sometimes I say like it depends on who I need to keep.
It depends if it's
secrets from.
serious. I think if it's serious.
Yeah, that's why I said 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like if it's like not a serious secret, then
Yeah, like this secret's it's not that bad. I could tell this.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Which skate do you put on first?
left.
Same.
Gotta be left.
I put on the left and then I put on the right and then I tie the left and then I tie the right.
No, it goes left guard, right
No, no,
guard,
no.
left skate, tie, left skate,
It
right
goes-
skate, tie, left, right skate.
It goes just put on the
tie,
guards no matter like what it is.
Yeah.
And then it goes left, tie left, right, tie right. Done.
No, see, I gotta put one skate on then the other because I gotta have my feet in the skates for like almost the same time.
Okay.
I get to the
I
I get
understand
ready
that.
really early. I don't know about you guys.
How
Wait,
early
for
is really?
competition or for practice?
For competition, I get
Okay.
ready really early.
Oh.
I give myself like about 15 minutes to put on costume and put on skates and get
That's
out.
not enough time. I need at least an
You
hour.
did an hour. I'm
Hour.
like 30 minutes.
An hour
What are you
before I'm
doing in an
already putting my
hour in
feet
the
on
dressing
skate.
room? Like it takes you maybe 5 minutes to put on a costume.
No, he gets to the rink like 3 hours before the event.
Yeah.
Everyone else be showing up as the event
Well,
started.
I mean, you know how
Oh.
nervous. Like, remember when we were
Yeah.
at breakfast and I had that one sad little like egg and I like wasn't touching. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I have to like force myself to eat a really good breakfast. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have energy. And then like even if like my stomach doesn't feel well, and then but then like we'll get to the rink like what 2 hours early? No, we get to the rink 1 hour early. Sometimes like for
Yeah,
example,
it's like 1:15.
if we have like a 12 o'clock like warm up, then we like we take the 10:45 bus. So we get there at 11. So we give ourselves only 1 hour. That's crazy.
But that's for practice. I feel like for competition we did it an hour and a half, right?
Yeah. We would take the 12.
Still isn't that much, but
We took the 12:45 bus when we had to compete at 2, so it's like the same.
so that's like 2
So-
hours. Wait, no, that's one. Okay.
1 hour. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, like the meals, like because in Austria, like the
Oh,
meals were like
yeah.
what, pretty okay, like
Mm-hmm.
not that
Turkey?
good, but not. In Turkey, they were absolutely not like disastrous, and then in China, like apparently, like no one liked it, but
Really?
Really?
I thought it did the job. Yeah.
Like, I
You
thought
would
so
think that
too.
it would be the best since you got the big guys there.
Yeah, no, I thought it was the best meal out of
Yeah,
all.
I thought so too. Oh, we would always stock up on watermelon, and then like they just had
Oh my-
plates of watermelon.
And it
and-
wasn't just us, it was everybody.
No,
We would take
oh
a
my
full
gosh.
plate of watermelon, like covered.
That was so
every
funny.
time. The
Oh my
watermelon was
gosh.
just like
Hungry food.
slapping.
In Armenia, the food was not much better than Austria, but
Breakfast was
the
fine.
breakfast was really good.
Yeah.
But so every like lunch and
Well,
dinner,
we were just really sick there too.
yeah. Oh, when we first got there, we were both super sick. But every lunch and dinner they had water and like drink bottles that you could just take. But I brought like my Lululemon bag and I filled it up with water bottles, took it back to our room and put it in the fridge. And one day the lady like glanced in my bag and she yelled at me for taking that many waters.
Because you can't do that.
Well, no. The thing in China, it was like the water, you can't drink tap water. So you
Yeah.
have to drink
They
water
had
bottles.
water
They had
everywhere.
water everywhere. You
It's
could
so
drink
nice.
every morning. Housekeeping would give you 4 bottles, just like that.
No way.
And it's free to take. And then you get to the rink, it's water everywhere, like in the
It's like
dressing room, in the
water.
warm-up area, everywhere. And then like at the rink side, there's like water. It's like I would like I was like the most hydrated.
Like you didn't even need to stock up because like
No, you didn't.
everywhere you went, you
Yeah.
were fine.
I would
Yeah.
go to the rink and like not bringing water because I could just get it there. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was nice.
Yeah. So okay, so you guys have what, 2 coaches, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, I guess of the 2 of them, which one of them is more likely to forget that you have a competition and not show up?
Honestly, Drew.
Yeah, that's the answer I was hoping for.
Honestly, okay. The thing is though, like you'd be surprised because when it's like when we're out of the rink, Drew is like more like he likes to do all the social stuff. He likes to do the activities. But like
Then
actually when we're
he-
competing, he's like really structured. Like he's really like he's like every morning we gotta text a good morning to the group chat to know that we're awake, and he'll
By
like
this
text good morning
time,
too. Yeah, he'll be like,
otherwise-
you have to text
Otherwise,
good
he's gonna
morning.
bang on our doors.
And then he like sends a whole schedule the night before of the next day. So it's actually like really nice. Like Natalia during competitions is like actually less structured because she wants to give us more like freedom, I guess.
Yeah.
So it was good that we got to experience that like both in Austria, like just Natalia, and then Turkey Drew, so we could like feel it for both. And then so we're more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Natalia was really like chill, and I feel like Drew would
was
be
so
more
chill.
like at competition at least is probably, I want to say more nervous, but he seems like more like
On it.
That-
Like,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Going into nationals. It's really exciting because you guys not only are an amazing pairs team, but you're also amazing freestyle skaters. So Luke, what's that gonna be like for you?
Well, you see, I did not plan, like I did not expect to like somehow like make it to nationals with my bare minimum 1 single session a day. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be quite excited to compete 2 shorts and 2 longs in a day. Wait, Liv, did you have 2 shorts and 2 longs in your nationals?
I had mine went single short, pairs long, and singles long on the free day.
Oh, your singles long was on the Thursday.
Pairs, singles.
But for me,
Yeah.
I had to do
The
2
schedule
programs
this year
on
is
both
not good.
days.
I guess like what's
Oh.
the is there a change like in your mind? I mean, obviously when you're doing freestyle, you're not skating with another person, so that's
Yeah.
obviously a big difference. But is there something when you're jumping, because I imagine when you're doing pairs, like I don't want to say you're like trying to rotate with the person because like obviously there's only so much you can control, but like is there something different about freestyle in that regard that you don't have to worry about that person being there?
1,000%. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And also like the mental state is different for me. Like I'm so much more stressed about pairs, which I didn't expect because like in pairs, I thought that like, oh, you had someone else to skate with, like it would be less pressure. It's actually, I would say 2 times more pressure than singles. Like
Really?
That's what
singles, it's like it is what it is.
That's how I feel because people would always be like, "Oh, it's nice that you that you dance with someone because, it gives you someone to like share it with on the ice." And it's like
Yeah.
that's true, but for some reason, I don't know, it's something because you can't always control like how the other person's going to feel, or what's going to happen. At least in freestyle, if you mess up,
you can control yourself to like more than you can control both
Another
people.
person.
So that's why like for singles, it's like it is what it is, you know, like you do good, you know, you do good, you do bad, you do bad. But it's like for pairs and or dance, it's like you got like now two people to like worry about and like try to stay in sync with. Like you can't just do your own thing. And so I feel like that's stressful. Very
Yeah.
stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Liv, what about you? Like, do you
I
do you
think they're
prefer
both
one or the
stressful.
other?
No, I think they have different ways that I like them and different ways that they're stressful. Like
Yeah.
I
Definitely both stressful, yeah.
they're both stressful, but I think I don't know, I want to say in similar amounts, just in different ways.
Mhm. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. It's like you like chicken and you like apple pie, but they're different, and you wouldn't
Yeah,
necessarily eat them at the same
exactly.
I
time.
love that. But it's
Yeah,
like also I
such
think
a good
I
way.
appreciate pairs more now. Like I think I enjoy it better now than like before. It was like when we were like last year when we were learning the elements and it was like kind of miserable, honestly. Like to be quite frank, like it was hard. I
And then
was
people
just like
are like
not
excited about it too.
it was not exciting at all. But now it's like I definitely appreciate it so much more. And
Mm-hmm.
like now that I'm doing it, like before, like there's just this like stigma against pairs in general. But like now that I do it, it's like I'm like the full like pairs advocate. Like I think it's like so much fun now. And so
Yeah, I
much more.
think speaking about that stigma, I think there's kind of this thought, at least in the skating world, where it's like, oh, you can't do freestyle, so you go to pairs, but that's really
Yeah.
like the farthest thing from the truth. It's like, honestly, in my opinion, when you see a really good pairs team, it's the most impressive thing in the world, because to me, to be a really good pairs team, you have to be a good dance team and good freestylers. So it's like when you put all that together, that's where I think the magic comes from.
100%. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
feel like there's actually so much more that you need in pairs. And it's not just like, oh, well, if you're not good at singles, just like move to pairs. Like I feel like there's so much more to it. Like, yeah, you gotta have good singles jumps and stuff like that. But it's like it's actually
There's so
challenging.
many different elements that are different from each other. Whereas singles, it's kind of all the same. Like you jump, you spin, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then pairs, you have like all the elements. And
Yeah, I think
hmm,
if I couldn't dance or do freestyle, I would definitely not go to Paris. I don't know. I don't want to be thrown into the air and just hope to land. Like,
Well, and so, well, similarly, like I feel like in like a lot of people who are like, oh, if you can't jump, like just try dance. It's like, do you feel like there's like a stigma with that as well? Like,
So, I mean, yeah, sometimes, but it's just so different. It's like it's hard to really compare things,
yeah.
because to be good at ice dancing, it's a different skill set necessarily from being really now like I think there are some freestyle people that could be really good dancers, and there's some dancers that I know who have jumped who I'm like, oh, you could probably be really good, but it's like it's not easy, obviously, to go back and forth. Just like I feel like there's a lot of, I mean, in gymnastics, there's a lot of disciplines, and there's some people that are just really good at certain disciplines and as opposed to another one. So yeah, it's kind of like comparing not necessarily apples to oranges, but like apples to like an
Grapes.
orange that looks like an apple. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, you definitely I feel like for dance there's a lot more commitment. So it's like you can't really do both singles and dance.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta like really commit because there's just so much like that you have to nitpick at and so much time to like whereas like
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
lot of detail.
right, for sure. Which is like
I mean,
I
that's everyone though. It's a lot of
yeah,
change.
but like with like ice dance especially, like I feel like I'm so impressed. Like when I see good ice dance, like it's so impressive. And like it's my favorite thing to watch now. Like before, like yeah, like I've always loved ice dance, but it was like now that like I can actually like I wasn't really exposed to ice dance before, but now that I'm more exposed to it, like it's like my favorite thing to watch, especially good ice dance.
The funniest thing was when we were getting on the practice for Austria at the first time, and me and Eliana started doing crossovers, and I remember you were like, I forgot what you said exactly,
No,
but you said something so
No,
funny.
it was like I gotta step up my skating skills because I'm on this practice with all these ice dancers. Because
I said I feel out of place on the session with just ice dancers. But then Josephine and Beck joined, so I was like, okay, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah. All right.
It's
Well,
like-
I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about, but I just want to say it was great talking to you guys to get the inside scoop and to look forward and to look back and to look forward to the future.
Yes.
mostly
Yeah.
looking forward.
Definitely
Yes,
looking-
and mostly looking
Kind of
forward.
to
But you know,
surprise
in order to look
my-
forward, you have to acknowledge the past.
I
Your
love that.
philosophical quote of the day. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. In order to look to the future, you gotta acknowledge the past.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, you know, I really mean this. I mean, you know what I texted you when you guys were there, and I'm just so proud of you guys. Like it's so amazing to just see you guys like at that level, and to know that it's just the beginning, is so awesome. So
Okay.
see
Because in
them
the
grow.
moment, that's so true. Because in the moment, it's like, you know, if let's say you don't have a great skate, like it feels like really horrible. But it's
Mhm.
like a lot of people were trying to tell me, like, even when we were there, like after the long, like, you know, like this is your first like actual big competition, like even bigger than like what you would have imagined in your JGP. So it's like give yourself some like, you know, like breathe a sec, because it's like you're gonna have hopefully more opportunities like that. So because it's your first one, like just learn from it. Like as long as you have like the experience, like you know what you can do moving forward. So I appreciated that because like it was hard, like it was really hard in the moment, but now it's like just, you know, gonna look forward to the future, you know?
Sick.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Liv, do you have any final thoughts?
It's really great talking to you guys
Yeah,
again.
thank you.
Yes, every time it's so much fun. So
I can't wait for our reunion.
yes,
I
it's gonna be so
know.
fun.
4 weeks, let's go.
We'll be vlogging
Is
that.
it only 4 weeks?
I
Oh
think
my
it's
Yeah,
gosh.
it's just a
5.
month.
Vlogs are gonna be so fun too.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, this was like a thing. We were like debating on coming to Colorado for like half a week, and then
You
it
have
just
to.
never like got past
Well,
the texting stage.
We'll do it at some point. We have to do it.
It
Yeah.
started, the whole thing started like what, from after Austria?
Yeah.
And now it's like 3 months later.
Well, and then at dance final, Elena was like, just come to Colorado. You'll have so much fun. And then we were thinking about it, and it just never.
We'll have to do it. We'll have to.
Yeah. After
Absolutely.
nationals.
Yeah.
After nationals, let's do it.
Yeah.
Maybe just like after nationals,
I
we'll
wanna
just fly back with
Well, I
you.
want to go because I want to go on those. I always see everyone do those really awesome hikes and that
Oh
one.
yeah, you should do the incline.
Yeah,
No,
I want to
don't
do
do
the
the
incline.
incline.
Maybe for summer. We'll come for like a month in summer.
Don't do the incline. Do a better hike than the incline.
The incline is
The
great.
incline's
I don't know.
famous.
It's
Exactly.
famous. It's infamous, you should say.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of
Thank
Andy
you.
Unplugged.
and E Squared. You can get merch on our website.
Yeah, go get merch, guys.
Team merch.
Yes, and we'll get you guys some.
Go
You
to
know, this
Team
actually,
Pio.
our design started in Austria.
Yeah,
So
you
thank
should-
you to our Austria crew for helping us.
Guess who got the first look though at the website and the merch?
Was it you? Did I show you
It
first?
was me.
Oh, right.
You were asking me like, oh, like how's the logo? Like, should we
Oh,
like
yeah.
'cause you're about to
Luke
publish the
Saw
website.
it first before I
I think,
did.
yeah, I think I showed you before, Elian, honestly.
And then I give you so many like
Oh, right. You were telling me make this,
Ideas.
make the thing bigger.
No, and he was like, you should make a hat. You should make
Hey,
cups,
look.
like everything.
Hey, but it's bigger now. Like, look, you can actually like see it.
By the way, someone got our blanket for the holidays, and they sent me an email and a picture of it, and it's very nice.
Oh,
really
Thank
sweet.
you.
Yeah.
that's so cute. You guys have fans. It's crazy. You guys are so famous.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but you know.
You're our
But look,
fans.
like
You're
now
our
that the
fans.
logo is bigger, you can actually
We're
see
your
it.
fans.
What?
We're your
I was-
fans.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, it was great talking to you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And
Happy